Yo, people, French Guna reporting live and direct to you. Arsenal 2, Crystal Palace 2. 2-2 game. I said it about 60 minutes in when they equalised and we didn't do shit back. Yeah, it's going to be 2-2 finishing, innit? Boy, Emery out gang, innit? Sign me up, brother. Sign me up. I'm done with this guy. Really and truly, I'm done with him. Been done with him for a second, but I wanted to give him time, man. Wanted to give him time. Let him have his fullbacks. Let him have his, all of that. Better defenders. All of that. Tierney's there now. Our defenders weren't the problem today. We were just shit. 81 pass accuracy, man. What the fuck are they doing in training? What are they doing in training? If Wenger's teams passed underneath 90% passing accuracy, we were asking ourselves questions. We were, that's not normal. 81% passing accuracy for the game. Fucking shocking, man. 6 shots on target at home against Palace. We were dominating the game. That's the funny thing. Like, it's not like they were like coming at us, dupping us up. They had a few counter-attacks. They look dangerous a couple of times late in the first half and during the second half, but it wasn't consistent. We had much more of the ball in their half, but we weren't doing shit with it. We're not penetrating. We're not making these nice little... And when we are, there's no one who's able to finish it off. I don't know what's going on with these, man. I don't get it. I honestly don't get it. Xhaka gets subbed off and tells the fans to fuck off. Yeah, that's our captain telling our fans to fuck off. Get this guy out the club, man. It's done. It's done. Big man Tig, it's done. Yeah? I'm talking about Xhaka now. I'm saying, Xhaka, get this you out the club. Emery, you're going to have to dip as well. Socrates, I was having a go at you for the Sheffield game, but you were on point tonight. I'm not even mad at you, brother. I'm not even mad at you. Fucking Kolasinac came on in the end. He did all right. All the usual suspects. I can't blame the players. This is what I'm trying to get at. The forwards weren't on form. You have to say that. The forwards weren't on form. Lacazette and Aubameyang specifically. I think Pepe did okay, but he had at least 1 or 2 chances he could have done better in. But I think Pepe did all right. But listen, Arsenal Football Club haven't scored a goal from open play in 3 Premier League games. Deep it. The game that we scored a goal from open play in was against Manchester United, which was from a mistake from Twanzebe that we capitalised on. That means we haven't scored a nice set-up goal since maybe Spurs? Because Aston Villa, if you remember, I think we won 3-2. It was a penalty, a free kick, and a scrappy... No, it wasn't a corner, but it was a scrappy finish from Chambers after the ball just ricocheted off 5 people. He took the touch and then he finished it off. We are not playing football that is allowing us to score goals. We are just passing the ball around the box, backwards, sideways, backwards, hoping that one of our wing-backs or wingers can kind of cross the ball in. Low chance opportunities, low chance creations. Like, this is not a method of getting enough points to get into the top 4. It just isn't, which is why we didn't get top 4 last season, which is why we're not going to get top 4 this season if Emery stays. Simple as, it's not going to happen. Man, them can say, our centre-backs aren't good enough. That wasn't the problem today. Our centre-backs scored the goals and got us a point. Without our centre-backs, we get 0 points and we are behind Palace. Defensively, our formation wasn't that bad in the first half. Second half fell apart. But that's not the problem. The problem is we're not creating enough clear-cut chances. We are at home against a dead team in Palace. I'm sorry. I don't care if they're 7th. I don't care what position they're in. They're dead. They're not a good side. Every year they're fighting relegation. Banana Skin FC. It's not a team we should be losing against or drawing against, but somehow every season they fuck us up. Emery out, man. Emery out. Xhaka out. VAR out. Fuck VAR. VAR giving them that pen. I'm not going to lie. I thought it was a pen as well, but Atkinson gave man the yellow card. When you look back on it, did he jump over Chambers' leg? Did he go down too early? Chambers was taking his leg back and my man was already in the air before he'd even touched his leg. Whatever. But then that second one, maybe people can tell me, but I had the sound off in it at the time, I think. I don't know how that did not count as a goal. I don't know how that wasn't a goal. Socrates gets the ball clearly. He wasn't offside. If anything, Chambers got fouled during the build-up. I don't know. I don't know how that didn't get given. But even if it did get given, papering over cracks, innit? Because the performance was just as shit. Yeah? It would be like the Victoria game, but worse because it's the Prem. We actually care about the Prem. We don't care about that game. We could have lost that game. Emery would have been fine. This feels like a loss, and Emery's not fine, brother. We're all on him still. I don't think man are letting up on him now. I think Raul's got to be on him. We're just looking at him very fucking closely, saying, I do not like what I see. Let's have a quick look in the chat box, see if there's anyone here. What are people saying after the game? What were your views on the game, man? What did you think? Let me do some quick player ratings. Everyone was shit. Nah, I'm joking. I'm gonna do some actual player ratings. So starting off with Leno in goal. Penalty. The man doesn't save penalties. He just doesn't. I think he saved one against Troy Deeney. That's it. Leno and the second goal wasn't really his fault. His distribution was okay. He went long. He didn't put our guys under pressure. Leno, 5. If we're drawing at home against Palace, no one's getting more than a 5 or a 6. I'm sorry, no one was that good. Yeah. Right back, Chambers. Gave away the pen. 4. Some dead crosses. Couple decent balls. Some dead balls. Gave away a pen. 4. Matter of fact, let me make that 3. No, I'll keep it 4. Let me not get too mad at him. He's a 4. Socrates got the goal. Second goal. Decent overall. Nothing to be mad about. Got us some free. Socrates had a decent game. 5. In fact, 6. Socrates gets a 6. Luis gets a 6. He did some decent bits of defending. Luis and Socrates, our centre-backs weren't the problem today. That's what I'm trying to say. Our centre-backs are our supposed weakness, yet they were the best players on the pitch for us in terms of doing their job and more. Because I wouldn't say that the goals were their fault. Obviously, one was a pen, and for the other one, it was Xhaka and maybe Guendouzi. And then, they scored 2 goals. So the centre-backs were probably our most efficient players. It's fucked. And we still drew. So, man can't blame the defence. You have to look at the manager. You have to look at the coaching. Because, our defence is our weakest part and that wasn't the problem. If our attack was a problem and that's where we're strongest, we have the most quality, you're looking at the coach very sideways, thinking, what the fuck are you doing, man? Emery, man. Alright. Tierney, my guy, came on, did well, taken off at 75. Kind of what you expected, to be honest with you. Like, he looked like he needed to... He looked like he needed to come off, but that looked like it was pre-planned, let's say that. Tierney, he was decent, man. Tierney, 5? Because I think the second goal he was out of position for. 5. Because he was good going forward and all-round solid defensively, made some good tackles. Xhaka, fucking 1 blood. Fuck Xhaka, innit? Xhaka, I hate this guy, man. I hate this. It's weird, yeah, because I used to back him. I used to defend him against my friends, innit? Because obviously you want all your players to do well, yeah? But this guy has just made me turn on him, bruv, with his shit nothing performances. Guy can't get a yellow card. Even if he got a yellow card today, obviously we want him to be suspended for a game so he doesn't play, to see if we're better when he doesn't start. But at the end of the day, you're looking to blame personnel when the team is shit. And if the team is shit, it's not the personnel, it's the manager. Yeah? So, Xhaka 1, came off the pitch saying, fuck the fans. Xhaka 0, fuck Xhaka. How can he say fuck the fans? Nah, fuck Xhaka, innit? Xhaka 0. He ran down the tunnel, took his shirt off. Yeah, well, fucking keep that shirt off. Don't put it back on then. Cause I don't want to see you captaining this club, blood. Dead player, bro. Fuck Xhaka, innit? Xhaka 0. Suck a dick. Guendouzi. First half, Guendouzi was our best player by far. Guendouzi was incredible in the first half. Second half, died off a little bit. Guendouzi 6. Incredible first half, died off second half. Not good enough. 6. Ceballos, busy, not effective enough. 5. Yeah, I'll give him a 5 because he made himself a nuisance. He got around, couple nice balls, defending, attacking, positioning, all right, but not enough happened at the end of it, blood. Sorry. 4. Hold the 4. Nah, 5. I'll give him a 5. Nah, 4, blood. We drew at home. Fuck that. You got 4. Dead. Dead. Guendouzi, come back down to a 5, fam. Come back down to a 5. Fuck, you know. Couple comments in the chat box here. Man like Leandro. Xhaka is just poor. As club captain, he shouldn't do that. That's what I'm trying to say, man. Bruvs, he said he was scared playing away against Watford. How can the captain, big man like Xhaka, he's got the keys, he's got the responsibility. How can he be saying he's scared, man? That is just pathetic. I'm sorry. Pathetic. Yeah, 0 for Xhaka, man. 0 for fucking Granite fucking Xhaka, innit? Who called this guy Granite, blood? He ain't hard, he's soft, blood. Soft you, blood. He got emotional, said fuck the fans. Soft you, blood. Let's get into the forwards. Pepe, fuck, he had a decent game. He was tracking back. He was the best of the forwards by far. By far the best of the forwards, because he dropped right back. He was by our penalty box doing up defending, charging forwards, dribbling, all of that. Just couldn't do anything with it at the end. Couple dead passes. 5 for Pepe. Laka, this is gonna hurt me, man. Laka had a shit game, man. Laka was dead, and I fucking love Lacazette, man. He might be my favourite player on the team. Yeah, Laka's like my like he's from my island, innit? That's my guy. Caribbean Guada boy, team al fucking squad. You already know. Flag on the ball. Laka, Laka. 2, brother. 2. And that's me being generous, probably. What did he do? What did he do? Just lick some balls into the side netting. He's almost like he's too hungry to try and get a goal. I get it, you're a striker, that's what you want to do. But same way, I wanted to play that Firmino role where he kind of brings in Pepe, brings in Aubameyang, and it brings in his wide forwards, drops a little bit deeper, and he's just not doing that. Obviously, you could blame the Emery for that at the end of the day, innit? That's probably what he's getting told to do. He's probably doing what he's getting told to do. 2. Couple more comments in the chat box. Let's get to these. Leandro, big up yourself, man. Personally, I don't know if we can blame Emery for a lot of the problems because he doesn't make the transfers to the full extent. We have a director of football, and I don't think a club like Arsenal should have a director of football. That's an interesting point, Leandro. Let me know why you think that's the case. Why do you not think Arsenal should have a director of football? For me, personally, I'm looking at Emery as a coach. I'm not even talking about Emery as bringing players in. I'm sorry. The players that we have, they're good enough to beat Sheffield United, and they're good enough to beat Palace at home, and they're good enough to beat Watford. So, for me, this is a coaching issue that we're seeing playing out. It's nothing to do with transfers, because our players are good enough. Do you know what I'm saying? Like our players aren't that dead that Palace can expect to come and get a point, that Sheffield can expect to turn us over, that we can't beat bottom of the table Watford, who are pretty much 100% getting relegated. We couldn't beat them. That's nothing to do with transfers. That's everything to do with coaching. That's everything to do with the coach. That's the way the man them are being sent out onto the field not knowing what the fuck they're doing. In a way, they're being hung out there to dry. You know, you kind of feel sorry for a player like Granit Xhaka in that sense, because he's got a lot of limited capabilities, but the coach keeps telling him, you are my guy, you're starting. And you're not even getting a Torreira next to you to kind of protect you and do running for you. You got Guendouzi, who's the same as you. So obviously it's not going to go well for Xhaka. We know that. That's the coach's fault. That's not even Xhaka's fault. So you go in on Xhaka, but same way, he's not picking himself. He's not saying, I should start every week. And if he does say that, that's what all players should say. So you're not going to blame him for that. He doesn't pick himself, innit? This is Emery's fault for me, bruv. This is really and truly Emery's fault. You know, director of football, on that topic again now, I think Raul's done a decent job since he's been here. We're going to see how good Raul is by who he brings in to replace Emery. Because I think we all can say that Emery's not here next season. Even if he stays to the end of this season, if he turns it around, even if he gets us top 4, I don't think he's there next season. Who Raul then brings in will tell us a lot about how good of a director of football he is. But so far, we don't get Pepe without our director of football, without Raul. Emery's not going to get Pepe. Emery wanted to bring in like Eva Banega and these like 30-year-old Donnies, innit? On some Mourinho tip. But they're not even top boys like what Mourinho wants. Raul probably got the Saliba thing done. He was probably very influential in the Tierney thing. I'm saying probably this is conjecture, but we know he was involved with Saliba because he was in all the videos and that. Like Raul is in this football thing, in this football contacts business world. When it comes to transfers, when it comes to that sort of thing, I feel like our best transfer best transfer window that we've had in recent years was this summer, because look, we got a top winger in Pepe. We got a decent midfielder in Ceballos from Real Madrid. We got Saliba for the future, who's a very highly rated prospect defender. We got Kieran Tierney, who's an excellent defender. We got David Luiz as well. You could say decent defender, whatever. We addressed a lot of positions and got them filled with players of a certain quality, which we haven't done for a very long time. And I think that director of football is very important. Same with the summer before, when we got Torreira and Socrates and Leno and all these guys. We got all these deals done real early, and it was like, wow, how are we doing this? It was because of having a director of football. So I don't know. I think that's a modern structure a lot of clubs do. I don't think that's a problem. Got another comment here though. Because we aren't a club like Bayern, Real, etc., we should let our manager bring in the players he wants to bring in, rather than Emery have very little contribution. I mean, I would agree with you if Emery was a top manager with experience in all of these markets getting top boys. Emery, as far as I'm aware, has pretty much always worked with a director of football. He was with Monchi at, was it Seville or was it Valencia? He had Monchi. He had a director of football then, and that's where he was most successful. At PSG, I don't know what their model is, but like, you or me could probably win a title with PSG. Let's be real. Like, it wasn't like, I don't think he brought in Neymar either. Like, he didn't bring in. In fact, I'm sure he didn't bring in Neymar. There's a few big names that I don't know if he was a director of football at PSG basically either, and I just don't think Emery has that kind of know-how to be able to bring in certain players. I think he just wants to bring in players that he knows, which is why he was going to go for Ever Banega and Nzonzi, because he's played with them before, and so it's a thing where he feels comfortable with them. You know what I'm saying? And Denis Suarez, that was an Emery appointment. Remember that, Leandro. You'll be careful now. The one player we 100% know Emery wanted and brought in was Denis Suarez. Didn't work out very well for us, man. Did not work out very well. He played, 10 minutes of first team football? Never had a start. I think, I don't think Emery's got the nous, the tactical know-how, the knowledge of the European market, the connections that Raul has to be able to get transfers in over the line. And I think that Emery asked for a winger and he got a winger, and I think Emery asked for a midfielder who can do both things in terms of going forward and coming back, and we got Ceballos. So I think what happens with Emery and what he usually does at clubs is he says what he wants and he gets as close to what he wants as we can provide, which makes sense for the club. Because if Emery just wants hella Denis Suarez's and Ever Banegas, and we get 30-year-old people who are great for a season and then fall off, we can't sell them on. Arsenal aren't a club that we can just have players that lose all their value and will still do well. We've seen that with people like Ozil and Ramsey. Like, we need to be able to sell assets that we bring in. If we lose money on them, we won't be able to buy more players because of the self-sustaining model. So bringing in an Ever Banega would have been a flop, and buying a Denis Suarez would have been a flop. So I'm glad that we've got Raul there to kind of not just have Emery. Like, I think that was one of the big problems with Wenger, is that he had too much control. And if we had a director of football, we might have brought in more than just Peter Cech that year that Leicester won the league. But boy, let's not talk about that, man. That gets mad. A couple more comments from Leandro here. I think it shows how much we miss Wenger to get stuck in and be an actual coach when it comes to being on the sideline, even on the training ground. And Nzonzi would have been a good signing for us. I would rather have him than Xhaka. And Nzonzi would have been good. I'm not saying Nzonzi would have been a bad player. I'm not even saying Ever Banega would have been a bad player. But what I'm trying to say is, he doesn't have a knowledge of the market. Like, he would... I don't think he does anyway, because he's usually worked with directors of football. The fact that he wants to bring in Nzonzi, Denis Suarez, and Ever Banega and these types of players just tells me that he just wants to play with players he's played with before. So I don't think he's going to be able to get us like a Martinelli. We wouldn't get a Martinelli under Emery. And I think Martinelli is going to be a good player for us in the future. Nzonzi would have been a great player. We said rather have him than Xhaka. Well, fucking hell, yeah. Bruvs, I'd rather have a lamppost with legs than Xhaka. I'd rather have Fellaini than Xhaka. You know what I mean? So, yeah, low bar FC there, fam. We can't be saying that's what we want better than... everyone's better than that, bruv. But Nzonzi would maybe have been a better fit for us than Torreira in terms of short term. But ain't Nzonzi 29? He played in the Prem a few years ago and he was all right, and he's older now. So I don't know. He plays great in Spain, looked good in the World Cup. I'll give him all of that, but he was in a French team now. That's a great team. You put him in Arsenal, yeah, he would obviously be better than Xhaka. He would. But again, is that even a mid-term solution, or would that just tide us over for one season? You know, maybe just scrape fourth, and then we end up with a 31-year-old Nzonzi, a 32-year-old Ever Banega who no one wants to buy, who are earning 150 a week or whatever it might be that they're on, or 100 or whatever it might be that they're on, that we've paid 30 mil for, but we can't sell them now, or 50 mil because Nzonzi is a World Cup winner now. Not 50, but you know what I mean. Like, we would pay money for these guys, we wouldn't be able to get rid of them, and it wouldn't be like a mid to long term. So like, I hear that, I hear what you're saying. I personally think that it's a good thing that we've got a Raul in to kind of mediate the whole transfer thing and make sure that we're thinking of the future as well. So we're getting in younger players. And if man can't coach them, then I don't know. If we had like a Mourinho, a Klopp, a Guardiola, I'm just naming top managers off the top of my head, just hypothetically. If we had these kind of managers, I would be happy to give them full control and say that, yeah, we don't need a director of football involved as much, because at least they have the experience around Europe and the relationships to be able to just be a bit more esoteric in the types of players they're going to get. They're not just going to go, oh yeah, Klopp's going to get all these players from Dortmund. Like, nah, he's not done that at Liverpool. But you get the feeling that that's kind of what was happening at Arsenal. You know, we had Mislintat bring Mkhitaryan, and obviously we love Aubameyang in it, so we're glad he brought Aubameyang. He brought Socrates as well. But like, Mislintat was bringing all these ex-Dortmund players. We had Emery bringing in all his ex-Valencia and Seville players, and it just seemed a bit like we didn't have guys who are willing to go into different markets. And Raul looks like he's breaking that mold, man. Couple messages that have been put in and retracted from Charlie DeWeek. What did you say, bro? I can't read it out now, but big up yourself for commenting anyway. Hope it wasn't anything ridiculous. Leandrew says, true, we would end up doing what we did with Ramsey, giving a class player away for free. Yeah. Well, this is my point, man. We got to think about controlling assets, and we need to make sure that... I've got nothing against bringing in, like, say, if we brought in one Nzonzi, I would not have a problem with that at all. I no problem at all. But when it becomes a problem is when it's like we're bringing in 2, 3, 29-year-old players who people aren't going to want to pay for and give the same wages to, and we'll end up losing them on a free, or having to give them a dumb contract, like, because, you know, no one's going to buy them and we want to secure an asset. Like, we just do dumb shit. Arsenal just do dumb shit if we don't have someone else watching the coach. And we've seen that with Ramsey, with Ozil. These people just get dumb contracts when they're too old, or they get sold for free. That's not even sold. They get given away for free. So there you go, man. That's why I think it's a good thing to have a director of football, just to keep an eye on them kind of things there. But, man, that's my opinion. Like, you're fully entitled to your opinion. You're making good points as well. Like, I do think that if we had a better coach or a better manager, then I would be happy to give him a bit more control with things, definitely. You got to give the manager what he wants at the end of the day, innit? But I do feel like Emery's been given most of what he wants. And the funny thing is, he's not fucking using it. He wanted a DM, or anyone who watched Arsenal knew we needed a DM. We got given a DM in Torreira. Look who he plays, Granit fucking Xhaka, the guy who tells the fans to fuck off. Man, he's being given tools that he has asked for, or at least that Arsenal needed, but he doesn't use them. He doesn't use the tools. So I guess you are right, Leandro, in the sense that maybe if he had full control, we would see more of his vision. Maybe we would see more of his philosophy. But a good coach should be able to maximize the potential of the players that are there. And, Brendan Rodgers came in. He didn't bring in anyone special. Who did he bring in this season? At the start of the season, I know they bought Yuri Tielemans. I don't know that they added anyone else to their starting 11. I'm probably completely wrong on that. There probably is someone that I'm not thinking of. But he just worked with the players that are there. He worked with a Chilwell, he worked with a Maddison, he worked with a Vardy, he worked with a Tielemans, worked with a Soyuncu. They lost Harry Maguire, so they lost who, United fans would say are arguably their best player. So, or arguably was Leicester's best player. So he lost a great player. Brendan Rodgers didn't really bring anyone in, but what he did was maximize the potential of the players who are there. So if Brendan Rodgers can do that in, how long has he been there? 4, 5 months, 6 months tops? I don't even think he's been there 6 months. If Brendan Rodgers can do that in 6 months, why the fuck can't Unai do it in 18? Because he's not good enough. He's not good enough as a coach. If you can't maximize the potential of your players, you are not good enough. Simple. Lampard literally couldn't bring anyone in. Couldn't bring anybody because he had a transfer ban. Yeah, he called players back from loan, and that's the transfers that they made. That's the only transfers that they made, was calling man back off loan. So for me, it's nothing to do with that, bro. He's just not... Well, I'm not saying nothing to do with that. I do see what you're saying, Leandro. I do agree that we would see more of his vision, but if he was a good coach, if he was the coach of the quality that Arsenal need, then he would be doing what Lampard and Rodgers have done in less than 6 months, which is maximising the potential of what is already there and making that play better than it had been by coaching them to play better than they would do otherwise. And yeah, just goes to show, man, he's not good enough. Bring back Pat... Hashtag bring back Pat Rice. Hashtag bring back Steve Bold. Boldy. Man like Boldy. He's been demoted, hasn't he? Mate, bring back fucking David Dean. Like, we need someone at the top of the club running this thing properly, man. I think Raul's going to do it, he's going to try and do the best he can. He's got a lot of experience, but boy, I'm not going to lie. I don't even want to get into all these kind of backroom guys. I think you can just look straight away at the coach and say, big man, you're not doing good enough. You are not doing good enough. Therefore, you got to dip, my guy. You got to dip. Big up all the people who are watching right now, by the way. Drop a comment. Let me know what you thought of the games today. What did you watch? Did you watch the Arsenal game? Was it fucking shit? Did you think it was terrible? Did you think we were going to win at any point? Why was it that when we were 2-0 up, I didn't feel confident? What the hell is that? I looked at the 2-0 up and I was like, okay, in my head, I should be able to roll a zoot and just bond a zoot and watch the game. Kick back, roll a fat girl, them sitting on my lap. Why is that not the case? Why am I sitting there looking at 2-0 like, Zaha's going to do something? And that's what happened. Lo and behold, I was correct. So... it's not good enough, man. Coach got to go. Emery has got to dip. Leandro Wilson, how do you think Freddie Ljungberg would do as Arsenal manager? Because I've heard rumours of him taking over. I've heard that as well, Leandro. I've heard that as well. You've been hearing that... Well, David Ornstein said it, actually. I believe the Ornicle, big David Ornstein, those who don't know, he is the voice of reason for a lot of Arsenal fans. He seems to have his ear to a lot of what happens at Arsenal before we find out about it. And the Ornicle said that if Emery goes before the end of the season, the logical feeling is that Freddie Ljungberg will be taking over from him. And that was very interesting to hear, because that means that they're already thinking about getting rid of him. In my head, the fact that David Ornstein's talking about it means someone's told him that, which means they're thinking about it. You know what I'm saying? So I think there's a lot of truth behind that rumor. What would I think about it panning out? Well, there was another rumor that you've probably heard, Leandro. There was another rumor that was saying that during the Europa League and the Carabao Cup competitions, Freddie was in charge of the team. And that was a very interesting rumour to me, because before I heard that rumour, I noticed myself that Freddie's standing on the sideline in both of these games just going mad. And Emery seems to be sitting down, not really doing anything. You see how Emery's often acting up on the sideline, doing all of this and all of that? Like, you know, I'm not going to say for the camera, but I do think it's a lot for the camera. Same way I think Klopp does it for the camera. I think Pep does it for the camera. All these guys that are all like, oh yeah, we're so enthusiastic coaching. Nah. You're actors. Which is smart, because that does have an effect on how you're perceived, and then your players will take something off of that. But doing it for the camera, right? So Ljungberg was doing the same thing on the sideline. But, you know, he was like talking to the actual players, but you could see him full of passion, full of energy. He looked like the manager in those games. My friend said the same thing. He was at the game. He said it looked like Freddie was managing them. And then the rumours started coming out. So if those performances we did in Carabao Cup when we won 4-0 and when we won 3-0 and 5-0 or whatever it was, or 3-0 and 4-0, whatever the scores were, yeah. If Freddie was running them games, then yeah, man, bring him in. Bring him in. Bring him in now. Bring him in now as interim till the end of the season. Bring him in as interim till the end of the season, because he knows the club. He's Mr. Arsenal. He understands attacking football is in our DNA, which is what Hector Bellerin said the other day. Makes me think that even Hector and the dressing room are kind of not happy with this bullshit football we're playing. And how could they be? So Freddie would understand all of that. He'd understand the identity. He's an ex-player who's achieved most of what one can achieve in the game, in the sense of playing at the top level and winning trophies. So the players would respect him. So he could motivate them. He would play attacking football. I think at these top clubs, you don't need as many tactics as what Emery's trying to play. Emery plays underdog small club mentality, where we got to set up mad tactically. When you got better players than the opposition, just attack them and score goals. Mad simple. The time when tactics come into play is when you're playing other top six, which is why Emery does better against other top six that Wenger did. Because of those tactics, he knows how to negate an opposition, which is great against top six sides. But there's 20 teams in this league. We have to play 19 of them twice. So if you're doing tactics like every game is against a bigger team and most of them aren't bigger than us, it's not going to work, which is why we're in this position, which is why, again, we're not going to make top four with this man in charge. But I personally, to wrap that off, I would be happy with Ljungberg as interim manager till the end of the season. See how he does. I wouldn't want to do an Ole Gunnar Solskjaer where you give it to the job before the end of the season. Interim to the end of the season, if that's what happens. Watch him, see what happens. Bring in Mourinho, bring in Simeone, bring in Nagelsmann, bring in Den Haag, whatever my man's name is, Ajax. Bring attacking, defensive. I don't care what kind of manager you bring in, as long as he's a proper, proven coach. This Emery thing, winning Europa Leagues and that was a gazee disappointment all over, wasn't it? I wanted to believe in it when it came around, but I don't know what I was thinking trying to back it, man. Couple more comments here. My guy Leandrew, brother, you're constantly in the comment box. I rate you still. He said, oh yeah, the reason I don't feel confident when Arsenal are 2-0 up is because we can't hold any sort of fucking lead. I think this is the first time in this season that we've gone in at half-time leading the game. We've played 10 games. First time this season we've gone in at half-time leading the game. Also, we've played 10 games and we're 5th. I haven't checked the table, but I hope we haven't dropped down. I'm pretty sure we're 5th. So 10 games in, I always say that's when you judge the season, innit? That's when you look at where you're at. 10 games in, 5th. 10 games in, barely any chances, any goals from open play. Haven't scored a goal from open play in the last 3. And 10 games in, first time we're leading at half-time and we still draw the game at the end. Or we might have been leading at half-time against Watford, I tell a lie. I think we were leading at half-time against Watford as well. But it's rare is what I'm trying to say. So yeah, you're right about holding a lead, brother. We don't do that. What we do is we go down and then try and come back and win. And fuck it up. And the one time we do go 2-0 up, did it against fucking these guys, did it against Watford, we will draw 2-2. Because These boys can't fucking hold on to a draw if they were in Amsterdam, blood, with £100 in it. So they just can't do it. Or hold on to a lead. They can't hold on to a lead if they're walking the dog, bruv. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Like, they're dead, fucking dead ballers. It's not even the ballers, bro. Dead coach in it. Dead coach, dead system, dead football. It's not. We've got ballers, but they're playing fucking dead because the structure's dead. He said, Leandro said, right, you're mocking it still. Leandro said, I wouldn't put it past Arsenal to bench our own manager. I always thought Fergie was behind the wheels of Ollie Starr at United. let's address those points separately. You're funny, bro. You're funny still. Yeah, well, bench him then, innit? Boy, Freddie got a yellow card the other day for showing passion. He should be out there. I always thought Fergie was behind the wheel of Ollie Starr at United. Well, a lot of people have said that, you know. A lot of people have said that. I mean, that's an interesting point. I've heard that as well. I personally, I just attributed it to the bounce back effect. Like, remember when we had that 22 game unbeaten streak under Emery? When you get a new manager in and things start going well, everyone wants to prove themselves to the manager, and you just get that new manager bounce back effect. Everyone wants to play, innit? Everyone knows, clean sheet, new manager, you get to show off, ball out on the pitch, and you'll become, in his head, a good player, even if you're not a good player. So you just ball out when you get a new manager, yeah? I think that's what it is, really and truly. You're seeing the same thing under Frank Lampard right now. Yeah, I love, to be honest, I have to respect what, I'm not even going to say I love it, because I'm not trying to back Chelsea like that, but I respect what Lampard's doing at Chelsea, yeah? But it's a honeymoon period. It's a bounce back effect right now. We're going to know if they're this good once they lose and draw. No, lose. Let's just say straight up. Lose a few games. Lose or draw 2 out of 3 games, basically. Once they drop 4 points in 3 games, that's when we're going to know how good Lampard is, because they're going to have to come back from that. Right now, it's just looking a bit too positive. I think that's what Ollie's thing was as well. It just looks a bit too good. You're like, wait, why are you scoring all these goals? Because you're trying to show off to the manager, because you're happy because Mourinho's gone. It's a bounce back thing. It's not. This isn't where they were at realistically, and that's why now they've dropped back down to their kind of level, innit? Which is only 2 fucking places behind us, bruv. So, bruv, they were 15th at the start of the day. It was gonna be a great day. And, you know, that's gone out the window. We've fucking drawn. We've dropped 2 points and they picked up all 3. Tottenham have dropped 3 points. They had 3 points up until 52 minutes and then they dropped them. But we always thought they were going to drop them. So we always thought we did widen the gap with Spuds, but our other top 6 contenders in United are catching up with us. And they had the worst start to their season in 30 years. Bruv, Emery's got to go. He has got to go, man. This is shocking. Ozil was going to outlast him, says Anshuman Mazuma. Big up yourself, brother. I haven't seen you in the chat box before, fam. Yeah, big up yourself, man. Anyway, thanks to everyone who's watching the stream right now. Obviously, you already know, innit? Interact with man, drop some comments, like, subscribe, share the thing. I read everything out and try and tell you what I think, innit? Ozil's going to outlast him. Well, I've been saying that for months. I've been saying that for months, mate. I agree with you. I completely agree with you. I think Ozil is going to outlast Emery. And Ian Wright said on TV the other day, I hope Ozil outlasts Emery, because Ozil's contracted till 2021. So, listen, I also hope that Ozil outlasts Emery. I want Emery to go. I want him to go tomorrow. I want him to go tonight. Yeah? I was trying to give my man hella time. And look, the way it is, I'm not dead set against Emery. Like, if Emery turns it around, I'm not going to be one of these fans that's like, oh, well, you know, fucking... I won't be bitter. Do you know what I'm saying? I'll be very, very happy if Emery turns it around and gets us top 4. But I still want him gone at the end of the season. I won't be saying Emery out every game, because if we win games, I'm going to say, cool, we're playing shit, but we're winning. But I'm still going to want him out at the end of the season. But right now, he needs to go tonight, bud. right now, I feel like he needs to go tonight, bro. I don't know. The emotions might be high after the game, you know, but it's just been shocking and dire. Pretty much since the end of that unbeaten streak. We were good in Europa League, dead in the Prem, and then we've just been dead in the Prem, and it's just fucking shit. You can't judge Europa League. We're in the group stage, mate. You can't judge that. Can't say that's good. It's kids playing in the group stage against farmers, and we still nearly fucking lost anyway, like the other night. So there you go. Leandrew. Normally we are top 3 and we are flying high, having the time of our lives, but then November time we dropped down. Now we aren't even in the top fucking 4, and it's getting closer to the cursed last months of the year for Arsenal. And now I'm just thinking, will we get Europa League? Fuck me. No, don't say that, bro. Don't say that. We won't finish outside the top 6, man. We won't finish. We are shit, yeah. Tottenham are more shit and United are more shit. I'm sorry, they are. They are more shit than us. And I trust Raul to get rid of Emery if needs be, which it does need be. So get fucking rid of him, Raul. I think he's gone after the Leicester game, because he's not winning the Leicester game. Score predictions right now for the Leicester game. We're holding 3. We're holding 3. We might score 1 or 2. So it'll probably be 3-1 Leicester. That's what the score's going to be off the top of my head now. And that's when he's gonna go. That's when he's going to go. If he goes before Christmas, he goes then. Otherwise, it'll be Christmas, January. But you're so right, Leandrew. You're so right. Do you remember the days, yeah, when we would be top of the table at Christmas and we'd be like, oh, yeah, well, it's all right, but I wish we had a few more points. Like, fam, we're not even thinking about going for the league these times. We are done out here. And when I say remember the days, this was like 3-4 years ago, bruv. Like, okay, maybe not 3-4, but like within the last 5-6 years, we've been top at Christmas a couple of times. I'm sure of it. Now, like you said, brother, we're not even in the fucking top 4, and the gap's getting bigger. So we're 4 points off top 4. We were 2 points off, and now we're 4. Bruvs, fuck this guy, man. No. Emery needs to fucking go right now, man. That gap's only getting bigger. He's not closing that gap on Lampard. He's not closing that gap on Rodgers. They are both better coaches, and they both seem to have better 11s than us. I don't even think Chelsea have a better 11 than us. I don't even think they do. But Lampard's just coaching them like they do. Fuck. From 6th place to 14th. They are up our ass. I wouldn't be surprised if Arsenal do some fuck shit and just lose any chance of getting Europe. I'm going to say 2-0 Leicester, and now we are just a joke to every team in the Prem, from Leandrew Wilson. And on that sobering thought, I'm going to start wrapping this stream up, because we've been here for 40 minutes just letting thing off my chest, blood. Just cathartic. Yo, thank you for everyone who's been rocking with me, man. I really appreciate all of you. Trying to bring these Arsenal fans through these tough times. Shit, mate. It's fucking shit. But at least man can chat with you guys, and you know what I'm saying, try and break it down after the game. Right now, man, I know my friends are gonna be bantering me, brother. These fucking Chelsea and United fans, they're gonna have words for me. Even United fans can talk shit to me this week. United fans haven't been able to say nothing to me for months. And now even United fans can talk shit to me. Nah, Emery, get the fuck out of my club, man. I'm sorry. It's not. Bruvs, if United fans can banter, man, you're done. We are a joke to every team in the Prem. Every team in the Prem. Not a single team is shook of us. Watford, bottom of the Prem. They've got 5 points. We've got 16. But they still took 2 off of us. We should still be on 18 in relations to Watford. They took 2 points off of us, big man. So, yeah, there's no team that's shook of us. There's no team that's intimidated by us. We're just shit, blood. We're just shit, aren't we? And that's Emery's fault. I'm sorry. Emery has made us more shit, man. Yeah, we were shit as well under Wenger. Like we went to Watford, and yeah, we fucked up, and we didn't have cojones and this and that. But at least at the Emirates, man, we're shook of us, blood. Man ain't even shook us now. Man can just come at us, bro. Like, look, I'm gonna have to end this stream, man. We've been going for 44 minutes, man. We've been going in deep in it. Appreciate everyone that's been sticking around, that's been watching the thing. Couple more comments from Leandrew here. I remember teams used to think we would be happy with a draw playing against Arsenal, but now Arsenal are a team everyone thinks, oh, that could be an easy 3 points. Exactly, mate. Exactly. And if you look at the quality of players that we have, it's not because of our players, isn't it? It's our mentality and it's our coaching. And even the mentality, I have to say, the mentality has been better because we've been making comebacks. We've been coming back from 2-0 against Spuds. We've been coming back from 1-0 and then 2-1 against Aston Villa. We come back from 2-1 against Vittoria the other night. So really and truly, they are fighting. I don't even know if you can say that it's because of our mentality. It's just the football we're playing is shit. We can't control the game. When they want to run at us, our midfield is non-existent. They just cut right through us like fucking Lurpak, bruv. Like, it's coaching, man. It's coaching. It has to be coaching. It has to be coaching. Because the players are good enough and the mentality isn't a give-up mentality anymore. We fight to the end. We just can't fucking win. So it's the coaching, bruv. Has to be the coaching, innit? I don't know what else it could be. That's the same with me. Most of my friends support United and Spurs, so when they laugh at us, I can't even bounce back. And it's worse because we are still above both of those teams. They can laugh at us. Yeah, we are still above them, aren't we? Fucking hell. Spurs, mate, I don't know what's going on with them. They've just completely crumbled, really and truly, like horrendously fallen apart. I guess at least we can still banter Spurs this week. But yeah, United are going to be chatting shit to us. United are going to be like, oh, at least we won. We're going to say, yeah, well, we're 4 points ahead of you. Yeah, but we still won. What can we say to man? You're 8 points off top 4. Well, you're 4 points off top 4. Like, what? Basically, between us and United, it's going to be, you're more shit than me. No, you're more shit than me. Remember when Arsenal and United, we used to be like, back in the early 2000s, we'd be like, yeah, we're the best team in England. Nah, we're the best team in England. Nah, we're the best team in England. Now it's like, nah, you're shit. Yeah, I know, but you're more shit. Yeah, but you're even more shit. Like, what the fuck has happened to football, man? What has happened to these players, man, to these clubs, man? I guess you could say it moves in cycles, isn't it? It looks like it's Liverpool's time now. But, fucking hell. I don't know, man. I don't know. Listen, Emery out, French Guna, VAR out, Xhaka out. Big up my fucking soldiers who've been watching the whole thing. Big up everyone who tuned in at some point. Like the video. Subscribe to the channel. Comment. Drop your feelings. I'm going to do another review. Possibly tomorrow. Possibly on Tuesday. Yeah, probably tomorrow. I'll do a review tomorrow once the dust has settled. And I'll do like a Premier League review and just talk about all the other top 6 games. Or not top 6, but big 6. Because the top 6 is just looking shocking. Top 6 ain't looking top 6 anymore. Listen, guys. I'm going to sign out. Fucking Arsenal have broken me. I'm a broken man. You can see it in my face. I'm just done out here, bruv. Fucking hell, man. Emery, man. You prick. What have you done to me? What have you done to my club? Andrew Wilson is crazy how times have changed. My guy, I'm telling you. I am telling you. Look, with that, it's been a good stream, guys. Thank you for rocking with me. French Guna, we're out.